is going to be a very interesting video. This isn't something I have talked about yet, and I'm excited and nervous to make this video all at the same time. So in today's video, I am telling you my story of why I dropped out of grad school to become a health coach. This story is going to require me to tell you guys a little bit of my history. So I originally went to undergrad and got my 4-year bachelor degree in something called industrial design. Industrial design is basically another name for it can be product design. And so industrial designers go on to work for places like GE. They can work, which is like appliances like refrigerators or small appliances. They can go on to designing cars, shoes, electronics, you name it. I was interested kind of in appliances at the time, but like small appliances as well. But I honestly was, it just like takes everyone a while to figure out where they belong in the world, you know what I mean? So for me, when I was in industrial design, I like found out about something called user experience design, and it was like everything to me. I taught myself user experience design on the side. Well, that's basically the design of apps and websites in a way. It's a little bit more complicated than that, but it's basically just like product design in the way that you think, except it's digital design in that you do like apps and websites. So I kept teaching myself that on the side, and I was like, okay, you know, like, yeah, I'll make this product, but this product's gonna have an app that comes with it. And so I did that all through undergrad. And then at the same time, I really should have known early on that I had an obsession with nutrition, but for some reason, I was like, no, like I'm doing design. Like design is my job. And so I would do stuff like I designed a stick-on reader. So basically it was like, it would adhere to your skin, kind of like a Band-Aid, but kind of like a silicone bra, like you know those sticky bras. So it adheres to your skin and it would read your vitamin and mineral levels. And then I ended up designing a blender at some point. And so the point is, like, I loved nutrition then and I really should have seen it coming. So graduated, and everyone in the design industry is like, you know, you don't really need a master's degree, you can work your way up. And I was like, well, no, I don't want to take all that time to do this one thing. Like, I don't want to waste my time as an industrial designer if what I want to do is to be a UX designer or user experience. So I ended up going to grad school. So I enrolled in a program and I did the first semester. And after the first semester, there was so much that happened in one single moment, and this is like the bulk of the story and where everything gets interesting. So I knew in my heart that if I wanted to have a job as a UX designer, I needed to learn how to properly code, how to speak the language of the professionals, do all those things. And so at the start of the program, I was in these classes, I loved it, I learned coding, I can code a website now, and I did all of that. Well, so this was a year and a half ago, right? Yeah, it was January 2018, so it was a year and a half ago. It was like school was about to start in a week, and so much hit me at the same time, and it was such a strange, hard time in my life. So one of the main things that was happening is I lived very far away from my family, and while I was living far away from my family, my dad actually had a heart attack, and it was really, really hard because my family's small. It's just my mom, me, and my dad, and it was really hard. And I have this feeling as if I need to provide for my family, and I feel that very strongly. I'm very much a family-oriented person, and for me, it just like sucked that my dad, like, it was in that time that my dad just wasn't that healthy. And like, he's fine now, so thank God. But at that moment, he was not doing the best. And I just couldn't take like I couldn't be so selfish and do this one thing so far away while, like, you know, if something happened to my dad, what would my mom do? How would this situation go down? And so the hardest decision of my whole life was deciding to quit grad school, because I was always a very like goody two-shoes type person where I did everything I was supposed to do. And for me to be sitting here being an entrepreneur right now is very odd, because I actually wanted to work for corporate, like, you know, Fortune 500 companies, because I saw my parents' struggles as entrepreneurs growing up. Makes sense that I'm an entrepreneur now. So, okay. I ended up deciding to leave and then undecided. And okay, so it was like 1 week in January, I was like, that's it. I like called my mom and I was like really thinking about it. I decided that I was gonna leave, and then I decided I was gonna stay. And then 1 week later, it hit me again, and I was like, oh my God, I have to leave. Like, I have to just go home. And so I'll insert a clip that I haven't even looked at till I'm editing this video. But this is the clip I took when I was going through such an emotional, chaotic situation in my head where I was like, you know, like, this is something I committed to doing versus like something that my heart's telling me I needed to do. In the mix of all of that, I really thought to myself, and I was like, I had gone to some of my classes and I just was disinterested. And I thought to myself, if I was in a nutrition class right now, would I be interested? And my answer was yes. And I was like, well, So I'm going to go ahead and insert the clip. Just a warning, I am upset and I am crying. So after about 6 hours of insanity, I have decided to drop out of my master's program to pursue a degree in nutrition. I am currently trying to get a master's of user experience and interaction design and have found myself absolutely enthralled by nutrition. And it's actually been this way for a while. So when I was doing my bachelor's, it was also in a design degree, and I kept like trying to make all of my projects nutrition based, like, ooh, I'm gonna make this, but it's gonna help people figure out their vitamin deficiencies. And recently I actually have been trying to treat myself holistically for eczema. I have eczema up and down my arms, and I've been doing a pretty good job about treating it without having to go see a doctor. And this morning, I got very hurt by somebody, and in a frenzy of crying and kicking about, my heart poured everything out. And in that, it told me that I had a different path for myself. And it's gonna be hard. But it's gonna be so worth it, because the only thing I talk about, breathe, think, eat is nutrition. Like, I want to learn about metabolisms and phytochemicals. And there's so many mixed emotions, because I've networked so much in this area, and I'm about to pick myself up and move to a different state. I'm moving back home, and from there I eventually want to move to California. I want YouTube to take off. I want this to be my career. I want to own my own business, helping people in regards of nutrition, especially people with eczema. If I could do research in the eczema area, I would absolutely love to. I want this, and that is so hard to say. So my room is currently in absolute shambles after about 2 hours of
going back and forth trying to figure out whether this is the right decision for me. And my heart keeps saying yes, and my head keeps screaming at me no. I only got 1 semester done of this current master's degree, and all I want to do is nutrition. I'm not gonna lie. It's exciting and it's scary, and I hate it and I love it, and the universe, I swear, did this on purpose. I had this very strong feeling 2 weeks ago, and I knew something very hard was about to happen, and right after I was going to get much success. So you're seeing me in my very hard moment of life, and I just wanted to vlog this experience of me making one of the hardest decisions I've ever had to make. So I'm gonna sign off for tonight, and I'm gonna be packing tomorrow. So I already booked my best friend a flight to come help me on Friday, and today's Tuesday. I already booked her flight. I've already rented a car so that I can move all my stuff back. I have to talk to my dad tomorrow. That's gonna be interesting. My mom was extremely supportive, and so are my friends, and we're doing this. I'll see you tomorrow.
So that is how I felt. I was extremely emotional. It was just such a hard time in my life. So many things were changing. I was like, there was a breakup involved as well. It was just a mess, and I felt so internally conflicted. Ended up moving home. One of my best friends helped me move. I drove hours and hours and hours away, and I moved home, and it was the best decision I ever made. And you have to go with what your gut tells you to do, because if I hadn't made those moves, I wouldn't be in the position that I am today, and I am so grateful for the position that I am at today. I ended up working as a user experience designer for about a year. I worked for 2 different companies, got laid off 2 different times, and at the last layoff I was like, well, I'm doing my own business now. I've decided, and now here I am today as an entrepreneur. But I did forget one important part. So I was doing UX design, and it was like 2 months before I decided to, 1 single month before I decided to leave school, I had put up my first eczema related video on YouTube, and it went viral. And as time went by, people started messaging me, and this is after I moved home, and they were like asking for my advice, and I felt kind of funny giving my advice because it was like, I don't know, it was diet related, it was nutrition related, and so I was like, you know, I'd feel more comfortable if I like became a health coach. So I ended up enrolling to a program, got certified, became a certified health coach while I was a user experience designer, and then the roles switched. I was doing my own business on the side while I was a user experience designer, and then it switched in March of this year, and that's when I became an entrepreneur. And I am so grateful for my life today. I am so happy helping people. It makes my heart, you know, like when something's right, you know how when you meet your soulmate, or when someone meets their soulmate, they say to you, like, when you know, you know. You know, and I feel it in my gut that this is what I'm supposed to be doing, and I'm supposed to be a business person helping people, and I'm supposed to do this. And so it was so scary because I'm just not that type of person. I've just always done everything I was supposed to do. Like, I never did anything bad as a kid. I never was super rebellious, never, you know, like did anything like that. And so to make a decision like that was so hard. So my best advice to you guys is, like, be very open to your family, because that's how I approached it. I called them and I was like voicing my concern. I'm a very stubborn person, and so my mind was already made up. They knew they couldn't really change what I had to say, but they were so supportive. And even if your family's not supportive, find friends that are supportive. and make the moves that you need to make to be the person that you need to be. Because I think we all know, you know, we all have a feeling, and if we're not doing something that fulfills that, we know. And when we do something that fulfills that, we also know. So do what fulfills your soul, no matter what that is. Follow your heart, follow your gut, and if you're someone thinking about making this decision yourself, I wish you the best of luck. Just because I decided to leave doesn't mean that that's the right position that you need to be in, so follow your heart. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This is something completely different. This is like a story time type video, and it's very emotional and very it took me a long time to make this video. I wanted to make this video as soon as it happened because I figured it would help people or inspire them to believe in their dreams, and it just took a while. It was just hard for me to put this part of my life out there. So I hope you guys liked it. Give it a big thumbs up if you did, and I'll keep being very open about my life. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!
Crashing waves, I wanna see them.